TakeOver. Remote based one.
Hello, Limaland. I am Franklin, and I co-host Zombie Takeover TV's The Takeover Video Podcast. And I want to welcome you to the Takeover experience. This will be a showcase of local comedians we work with, and will feature clips from our various programming choices available on our YouTube channel. For the full ZTO TV experience, look us up on Facebook as well as YouTube, where you'll have access to over 350 over 350 locally produced videos and original ZTO TV series runs. You can also follow us on Twitter at ZTOTV_official if you're into that whole thing. I will be joined by my partner in crime, Josh Palmer, on future installments of the Takeover Experience, where we will attempt to introduce you to our world of ridiculous characters and creative types from all around the local area. First up on the experience, we would like to introduce you to one of our favorite uptight neurotics, local comedian Ray McGuff. This clip is from our Takeover podcast, which is available in full uncensored format on ZTOTV.com. And there's also some downloadable MP3 versions for your mobile device. But Ray stopped by the Takeover, and on this episode he tells us of his sultry travels in Canada. Thanks for listening to the Takeover experience. Now sit back, grab yourself a bowl of coffee, and enjoy Ray McGuff in the case of the Canadian job.
So anyway, after we gambled, I won about $400 or $500 Canadian dollars, which aren't real money. It's ridiculous looking. It seriously looks like just some kid with a crayon was like, there's our money. It's horrible. God. So I take.
You won the $500 gambling.
Yes, and not like playing high stakes poker or anything, but I stood around and I watched how roulette was played, and I started making large bets.
Jesus,
and I won.
Maybe you should go to Vegas and try to do this for real.
I went to Vegas.
Were you wearing a suit?
No. I had on like a t-shirt and flip-flops and shorts, dude.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I looked like a regular tourist. But anyway, so I won this money, and I don't get a thrill out of gambling. It makes me nervous, so I'm cool enough to walk away.
A lot of shit makes you nervous.
It does. I'm uncomfortable. I'm generally uncomfortable all the time, but. Yeah, so when I won that, I hit that 2 in a row, and it was like $400 I was up. I'm like, I'm done. So I cashed out all my chips.
Yeah, we ain't nuts. I mean, we get $500.
Yeah, so all my buddies that were there, people I had met at OSI and other companies. I don't know if you can say that, but it's not even a company anymore. So anyways, in collections, there were 4 or 5 of us that all went up there. They're like, hey, I heard about this street two streets over where there's a massage parlor.
Oh my god.
Massage
parlor. Yeah, when you do that with your hand, that ain't no. Yeah,
that's an insinuation.
That's not a background.
So I was like, all right, let's go find this, because I've always wanted to walk into one just to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Like, is it like
just to see what it looks
So we find the place. I mean, it took us a little while. We find it. I walk in ahead because none of these schmoes I'm with are like, oh yeah, I'm going to be the first one in. They talked a big game, but they did.
You walk in like, I'm a man.
I walked. I owned the place. I was like, what's up, ladies? But let me describe it for you real quick.
Yeah.
You walk in this main room. There's couches, like sectionals. There's an older lady sitting on the couch, and then there's a receptionist. So I walked over to the receptionist and I said, I'd like to get a massage. How do I go about that?
How do you not laugh right there?
I was kind of, drunk a little, but I was like, I'm like, I've just had confidence. I'm like, I'm going to see what's happening. So I want to see how far.
Did someone tell you before this that they do this thing?
They just said, I talked to a guy in the casino who said that there's a massage parlor that massages. And
he did
the gesture. That's why I was
doing. Oh my God.
And I'm like, all right, I want to go see it. So we're there. So I signed this little thing. I wrote a fake name down.
God, happy.
I don't remember what it was. It was like Johnny something, Smith probably. And then you give them $40 Canadian and you sit on this couch. While you sit on the couch, the old lady's like that's sitting next to you starts to ask you a couple of questions, like, what do you prefer, tall girls, short girls? So you give her a little information. She disappears for about a minute.
What did you go with?
I went with a tall girl. I like tall girls. I always have. I like girls that are taller than me. It's a little.
Do they like short guys?
I don't really care. For me, it's like a power
He's paying him
trip.
$40.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter
well,
what they
I
want.
haven't got to the real money yet. All right,
okay.
So there's that.
that's to get you in the door, sir.
Oh,
There's that many there to where you could be like,
Yeah, there's rooms. I'm not exaggerating, Josh. There are rooms.
I want a tall with a perm.
All the way back.
And,
There are rooms like down this hallway went on forever, and then there was another hallway. It looked like it came back in like a U. I'm not kidding.
God.
And there are all these rooms occupied by ladies. I would imagine. Like, I mean, I only saw the
Waiting for
one that
you.
came. These girls came out. There were like 3 or 4, and they were in that order that I said I liked.
Oh my God.
And so I picked one. I was like, I'll have a massage from this
Whoa,
front.
let's back this up.
Yeah. So
Let's back this crazy train up.
yeah.
These women walked out, and you.
Yeah, I pointed like in their general direction. Like she's like, "Which one do you want to go with?"
Didn't you feel bad for the other ones?
No, I didn't feel bad. They're prostitutes. Of course, I don't feel bad for that.
I bet they were like, shucks.
Yeah, like oh no, not. I didn't get to get with that short, fat. Austrian-looking fella. Dong da da do. No, so the one
You're
girl.
Austrian?
No, I was just.
Okay, all right.
I was just making it up in their crazy head.
You're Australian?
Yeah, Australian. So anyways, so I go to this room. One of my other friends had walked in prior to me, the girls coming out. So he was going to do it too. And so I told him what he needed to do. And then I disappeared with this girl. We go in this room. I'm not lying.
She leads you to
She
a
leads
room.
me to a room, and we open the door, and it's like a tiki themed room. Everything in it was teak,
Yeah.
right? There's this there's this little bed.
Everything's bamboo.
It was like it was like bamboo stuff.
She wearing a
There's a
grass
little waterfall.
skirt.
Oh, well.
She was French Canadian.
Did it smell like
We
coconut?
talked about her heritage because she had this really hot
God,
accent.
You talked to her.
Oh, I talked to her. I made her work for her money.
Oh my God.
But so, anyways, long story short, we negotiated a price. Like she's like, for me to actually touch your body with this amazing oil, I would have to get another 80 Canadian dollars,
Oh my
and then
God.
whatever you want to tip. So 80 plus 40, that's 120 Canadian, and I gave her a $50 tip.
Wow.
Okay,
so
because
that-
again, I won all that money.
That's
It's all free money.
And
$170.
you
Yeah.
wanted a hand job.
I would have told her too.
Well, I didn't give her the tip right then. Here's what happened.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, I'll tip. You tip after. You leave it laying on this little like coin thing.
Yeah.
So, anyways, she's like, get naked. I'll be back.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, get naked. Now I'm starting to get concerned.
Yeah.
Because is this a sting operation?
They can't massage you with your clothes on.
Well, no, but the way she said get naked, it just had this overtone to it. It was weird. It was a weird situation.
Well,
Sure
It's
wasn't
like,
a dude. Sure wasn't a dude. Did you ever see her?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Because she came back in. She came back in this sheer, like, it looked like a bathing suit, but you could see through it. Everything you could see through.
Wow.
And then she oiled me
mean,
down.
whoa.
Yeah, whoa, this is horrible.
horrible.
That's awful. I thumbed my nose in. Anyway, so she has me lay face down. I take my boxer shorts off because I still got them on. Because I'm still not sure how naked is naked.
What kind of boxer shorts were there?
Oh, they look like regular, like boxing.
Oh,
like,
they didn't have like
they look
print
like
on them or anything, like bass?
Rocky Balboa would have wore to fight.
Oh, you were
Yeah, it was like
for a
boxer
prize fighter,
shorts.
weren't you?
Yeah.
I agree, Ray. How naked is too naked?
Yeah.
I mean, if you come in and your dick is out,
Yeah,
I mean, she'd
and
be
fully
like, whoa.
erect. I'm like, whoa, that's not
Call
what I
the
meant.
cops.
Yeah.
This guy's f***ing weird.
Yeah, exactly. So how
You
naked
left
is?
your-
You wanted to leave her. You wanted to let her in on the show.
That's right.
You wanted to give her a show.
I wanted to give her a show. So,
All right, we slow down. This might take more than 4 minutes.
oh man, all right.
Oh, yeah. So you left your boxers on, and
Right,
then
I'm
she
sitting on
comes
the
in.
bed like this when she comes in.
She
and
comes in with this
She comes in
bikini right
with
away.
this bikini, like she'd been gone like 4 or 5 minutes.
And changed. She didn't have that on
She didn't
before.
have it on before. She had like a regular sundress on.
Jesus.
And then so she's holding this plate too. There's all these oils on it. Weird
You
shit.
could have just took that plate and threw it right out of her hands. What do you need
Then she
to
sat it down, and then she was like, "Get naked." I thought I said naked, and I was like, "All right." So
She
So
really
get the-
said it.
yeah.
fucking
So
naked.
I'm like, I got up and I pulled my boxer shorts
how
off.
did you do that?
I just kind of turned to the side because I know that's my best profile.
So,
Side.
were you
Hold on, ladies.
Were you enlarged at this point?
No, because I was so nervous.
Oh, so it's still
Was-
flaccid, and
it-
you don't want her to be
Right,
seeing
I don't
that.
want her to see that at all.
Oh
'cause
my
that-
God.
Give it a little pull.
So, well, once I laid down on those, she told me to lay.
Nervous or not, how
Yeah.
do you control that thing?
Well, here's what happened. I laid down face down on the little tiki bed.
And she hasn't seen her
She
wiener
hasn't
yet.
seen my wiener, like unless she was staring real hard. So I'm laying down. She straddles me, takes the top off, so it pulls it down.
Straddles your back.
Like straddles my back, takes her top off, rubs the oil on her tits as she's talking to me, and I'm laying like this, talking to her.
Oh my
Over my
God.
shoulder, and she's like, "Are you ready for this?" Give me little weird like sayings, and I'm like, "Oh, sure." So she starts to rub her tits on my back.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, "Oh, this is awesome!" And then so then,
Now, do you have
fully
hair
in-
on that back?
not back then. I don't. Now I don't. I'm 32 years old. Of course I got
4
hair.
years, hair sprouts all of a sudden?
Yeah, it looks
I
like.
don't believe that.
Dude, I will show you after this
How
is
old
over.
are you?
32.
So at 28, hair sprouted.
Yeah, like, and it's in my ears now too. It's
Waiting
beautiful.
for you to have rubbed on your back and then hair
Well,
sprouted.
not at that
That's all
moment.
it took.
So no,
That's what it did.
you can. I mean, I never noticed hair on my back. So if there was hair there, I never saw it until
there.
recently. Now it's like a puff that's on my back.
Well, that's a tumor.
Oh, that's just a tumor. All right. Well, that's
not
good.
a tumor.
I'm cool.
Okay, it's on the back. Keep
So
going.
she starts going, blah blah blah, talking, doing more of that stuff. I'm getting more and
God.
more, like I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I stop her in the middle of her conversation, and I'm like, listen, I don't know what I'm doing at this point.
So you're at this point, and
Yeah, it's ready to fight
it's
the
smashed up
Titans.
against a.
Yeah, it's like pressed like all
Yeah.
down because I'm laying face down on a teak bed.
Oh my God.
Like there's, you can feel the teak sticking up, poking into
It's
you.
like a bamboo
Awful.
bed.
Yeah, it was like a bamboo bed with like covers over it.
Jesus.
It was weird,
They
dude.
should at least cut a hole in there so you could put your wiener in
Yeah,
there.
and then somebody under there could have been.
He's getting really wants all kinds of freaky
All right,
treatment.
No, so anyway, so I'm like, listen, I don't know what I'm doing at all. I'm like, I've never been to one of these places before. I just heard about it. I'm like,
man.
so what do I do?
What I would do for video.
And
of
she
that.
goes, well, what do you want? Do you just want to finish the massage or do you want the special?
Oh,
And I'm like, well, what's the special? Like,
Yeah.
we're going to have full on sex?
oh my God.
I said it straight up. And she's like, I said,
She's like, whoa.
She said, whoa, no. I just get you
Oh
off.
my
Is what she
God.
said. And I was like, all right, let's do that. And I was like, let's hurry this up too because I want to get back out of here.
Wow.
And she's like, all right. So I flip over and then she did the old and rip, rip, rip.
Really?
You-
Shazam!
Now, here's how I felt right before. She did. I didn't do anything. I laid there
Oh.
like this.
Because
I
you're
mean,
not allowed to touch her.
Yeah, you're not allowed to touch her. They had cameras, I guarantee.
Now,
There's probably
if you
video
looked-
out there of me getting by a French Canadian.
Now, if you looked like Brad Pitt and you said, what, full on sex?
She would have said probably, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't look like Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
I look like
true.
Brad Pitt's ugly younger brother, Rad Pitt. And that was hit with a shovel and kept in a garage. But anyways,
Rad
so after that happens, right before I was like, oh, this is the best thing in my life. After it happened, I was ashamed and embarrassed. I was collecting my clothes and apologizing.
Now, how long?
And I ran out of that
Now,
place.
that's a bit personal, but how long did it take?
Well, like I said, I was only probably in the room 5 or 7 minutes.
So she, whoa. So she flipped you over.
Yeah, and finished me because
And
I
went right
basically
to
we got past all that bullshit.
Did she
that
rub
she-
your back at all?
Yeah, for like a minute or two
Just
until
with her
I started
tits?
like going, hey, what? How far are we going to take this? What happens next?
massaging me gets me really
Because this is the point when I'm with a lady and she's rubbing her tits on my back. Generally, I turn around and start to pound her. I don't want to be mid thrust and have the Mounties come in.
Ladies, he will.
If you massage him,
Phones away.
But you know what's funny is I tell this story. I think it's hilarious. I've told it a couple of times, and not in this public of a forum, but I've
That's
told
all right.
it.
Don't be
and-
ashamed.
And people judge you, like
No.
fuck. You know what? If you're gonna judge me, any of you, you, all right? You go home to your boring lives, all right? Sometimes some of us go out and need to by a prostitute. All right, I don't have your luxury. All right, I get a little extra money in my pocket. First thing that happens is I buy beer and then prostitutes.
Prostitution's been around for thousands of years.
Yeah, don't judge me, judgers. Not you guys, but them.
There's nothing wrong with it. If a woman she looked like she was in full control and it was up to her.
Yeah, exactly.
She wants to do that, then let her do it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Honestly, I'm proud of you, and I'm glad that you brought us this story because
Yeah,
it's
that's
fantastic, and I think you should go out and get more from other people.
I compare them.
Don't just restrict it to massage parlors.
So you think you would
get
be...
them from Taco Bell girls, whatever it takes.
Well,
I want to hear stories from all of these stories.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, Ray.
Well, I'm a wild guy.